Hey everyone, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. And as promised, let's go ahead and talk about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Talked about Volume 1 the other day. I'm just about to head out pretty soon to go see Volume 3 finally. Really looking forward to seeing that one. Heard so many great things about that. But, finally having a chance to go back and watch this one. I haven't seen this one too many times. But for me, I think it's one of those films that definitely it gets better the more times you see it. It still definitely, in my opinion, does not match the first one. I think Volume 1 is fantastic. Like I said, for me, it's a 9 out of 10. I would say, right off the bat, let's just get right to it. This one, I would say, probably comes in about like an 8 out of 10. I just think there's just some things that are missing with this one that are way more apparent in the first one, but I still love this one a lot. I really enjoyed it, upon checking it out. I think it's like the third time seeing this one, and I definitely enjoyed it a lot more this time around. Of course, you have Kurt freaking Russell in this. It can't go wrong. Him playing Ego, and I just enjoy it. And again, the soundtrack is phenomenal. Just like Volume 1, the soundtrack is phenomenal in Volume 2 as well. The chemistry with all the actors and actresses, again, they work so well between, the little riff going on between Star-Lord and Rocket. Then you have Drax, and his interactions with Mantis. And let's talk about Mantis. I love the Mantis character. I do. I think she is a fantastic character. I was so happy when they introduced her in this film. I think what really put me over the top with the Mantis character was probably the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special that was on Disney Plus last year. The interaction between her and Drax, again, apparent in that special as well. And if you haven't, well, let's just go ahead. These films have been out for a while. There's going to be some spoilers. If you're watching the review on this film right now, there's going to be some spoilers. But with this one, especially with the Christmas episode, finding out how Mantis and Star-Lord are brother and sister, I really enjoyed that. So I think going back and watching Volume 2 and knowing that that's, the direction that we're going to go, I think it's fantastic. I really enjoy the Mantis character. I think she fits in so well with the Guardians team. Michael Rooker as Yondu. Michael Rooker always seems to play one of those guys that, you either love him or you hate him. But I think with this one, he finds that fine line in between. Like, there's parts where he's such a scoundrel. But then there's, he has a redeeming quality to him at the end of this film. And the whole interactions, again, with him and Rocket are fantastic. They're absolutely, it's a dynamic and a chemistry and two characters I would not see being that, almost similar, but they are. And I think that really works, well between the two of them. And of course, obviously, Yondu and Peter Quill, Star-Lord, the interactions between them, and you definitely, even though Kurt Russell, as Ego is Star-Lord's father, there's more of a father figure with Yondu. Regardless of all the turmoil or all the problems that him and Star-Lord have had in the, especially in Volume 1, especially it pays off big time at the end of this one. There's a redemption for Yondu, especially when it comes to the Ravagers, led by Sylvester Stallone. Again, watching, I forgot how many, like, they had Michelle Yeoh in this as well. At the end, I was one of the Ravagers, and obviously, I think they maybe wanted to spin something off at one point, but I think maybe that, didn't obviously work out, because they had some bigger names in there, for the Ravagers. But, just Yondu and Star-Lord, their father-son interactions work so well. It's like Yondu saying, no, he wasn't your father, to Star-Lord. He wasn't really your daddy. I'm kind of like saying, like, I was the one who took care of you and kept you safe for all these years. I saved you from, being led to Ego, years prior. And I enjoyed that chemistry. Like I said, though, I think the action, there's definitely a lot of action in this one. I still think the first one just hits the mark just a little bit more for me. And I think with the comedy, I think there's some really, especially with Drax, he is the comic relief again in this one. But I still think it just doesn't, an 8 out of 10 is really good. But I think there's just something that misses the mark for me with this one, just a little bit. And I'm hoping with Volume 3, I'm hoping that one can kind of find that, equal up to Volume 1, which is what I'm hearing. Or, be somewhere in between. That would be great. Like I said, an 8 out of 10 for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is still fantastic. And I love the chemistry, the signs of love between Gamora and Star-Lord. And I think they make a great duo, a great team, so to speak. And the inclusion of having, like, Nebula. Obviously, we had Nebula in Volume 1, but I think she's given even more to do with this film, especially at the end. Her character arc definitely hits that point, and you see where she's kind of like, again, like Yondu, finding that redemption a little bit. And obviously, she's in Volume 3, so we know she's taken that step towards becoming a hero and not a villain. But Volume 2 is definitely great, and obviously Groot coming back as Baby Groot. I love it. I think it's very adorable, and I love it. And again, using, you would think, Vin Diesel as the voice of Groot, especially Baby Groot, and Bradley Cooper as Rocket. Sometimes I think, did you really need, big name actors for those voices? But, when you really think about it, I think the way Vin Diesel delivers, I am Groot, maybe somebody else couldn't deliver it that way. I especially, though, have changed my mind on the idea of Bradley Cooper, because going back and watching Volume 1, yeah, you need him as Rocket. You need that. The way that he delivers the lines, it's perfect. It's perfection for him doing the lines as Rocket. And even in Volume 2, just the way he delivers it is just fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So yeah, an 8 out of 10 for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Obviously, the end credit scenes, we see basically the incubation pod, I guess, for Adam Warlock, who we know is in Volume 3. So yeah, I would definitely, again, check this one out. Like an 8 out of 10 is a really good score. But there's just something that just falls a little bit short for me as compared to Volume 1. But still, an overall fantastic MCU film. Great superhero film, science fiction film. It's an adventure. It really is. It's an adventure in space. Star-Lord, to me, almost comes off as like an Indiana Jones. In a way. Maybe not Harrison Ford exactly, but still, you kind of get the idea. It's an adventure kind of film, and it kind of just comes out that way to me. So, yeah, Volume 2 of Guardians of the Galaxy. Especially, like I said, that soundtrack. Oh, perfection. Absolute perfection. Like, subscribe, and comment to the chance, and I will catch you in another episode. Take care.